guess I just have to go with it. Hello, and welcome to my channel. I've been meaning to make a video about the state of Shipt shopping and the overall gig economy in like the last month and a half, I want to say. There have been some major new things happening that have affected Shipt, and I'm sure that they have affected other apps that people rely on for side hustles. In particular, I am a Shipt shopper on the side, so I do it part-time. It's one of my many gigs. I'm also in the film industry. I do acting and voiceover work. And with everything going on, things have really taken a turn for the worse. So if you're somebody who is a part of the gig economy, and if you are a Shipt shopper, you might want to listen to what I have to say. If you're somebody who's considering doing Shipt as a side gig, whether it's part-time or full-time, and I'll let you know 5 things that are affecting Shipt right now based on what's happening in the world right now, in our country and outside sources, as well as other situations. These are all things that I have noticed that have affected my Shipt experience, and I have been following up with just political stuff. I'm not going to get into that, but I will get into what is obvious and what is affecting all of us. I want to say about a month ago, my metro here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Shipt decided to introduce the updated pay cards. So if you're not familiar with the pay cards, they are what Shipt sends to you when you are on schedule, and they send those cards with the order type, the store, how many items are on the order, all of the information, including the estimated pay of that particular order for you, so that you can determine if you're gonna accept it or just move on. So Shipt used to send these payout cards or order cards, and it would have, for example, like a Target order for so-and-so, and the Target was X amount of miles away, and there were 8 items on there, and it was an estimated payout of like $8 to $12, for example. So you never really knew how much it was gonna pay until you had completed the order and you delivered. And it used to take into account how many items were in the order, if there were multiples of a particular order, because those tend to pay more, even if it's like just a can and it's like 10 of those cans. That really made the order pay more for whatever, I don't know, for whatever reason. And then they would also take into account how far away the person was that you were delivering to. Now, Shipt has updated their order cards to supposedly reflect a number of different factors. So, how hard an order is going to be for you to shop, how far away it is, the amount of items, if you might run into the possibility of substitutions, etc. And it's been about, I want to say, a month since this rolled out into my metro. And at first, when I read the email from Shipt, it said that they were trying to raise the amount of money that they were paying the shoppers, and I was excited. Because there has been kind of a decline in orders in this particular metro, and I think part of that is that Shipt is also over hiring people, and they tend to do that like every so often, and it's something that's been happening forever. And so when they do that, they oversaturate the metro until people either get deactivated or they just realize that it's not for them or it's not paying enough, and then they discontinue their Shipt account. So anyways, I noticed that they were sending out orders that were from my regulars, and I have a regular in particular who is a preferred customer, and she always orders about like 50 to 60 items every Saturday. That used to pay about $20 because it would take about an hour and a half, and there were multiples of stuff, and then she would tip on top of that. So now with this new payout, they did raise that price to about $27, and then she'll tip on top of that, so making that order a lot more. However, I have noticed that they are also sending smaller orders that are about 6 to 8 items that used to pay that like 8 to 12 depending, and now they're paying about $6 for those. And a lot of times these orders are in a Target that's like 25 minutes away, and that's the only orders that they have been sending. So the majority of the orders that I've been receiving are the smaller ones. It's really frustrating because I've just noticed that we are receiving less and less orders. So that's one thing. I've even had conversations with Target employees who are the ones, you know, that are auditing the shipped orders when they're prepaid, and they have been telling me that they haven't seen any orders or shipped shoppers coming through as much as they used to. Which brings me to the second part, to another reason why Shipt is declining. And that has to do with inflation. Inflation has hit the highest rate in this country since 40 years ago. I believe it was at like a 7.9% last month, and I'm not sure what's the number going into this month. The inflation rate has affected everything. Groceries, gas, services, lumber, building supplies, cars, everything. Everything that is a necessity for everyday life and business. And that's why I also think that it's affected Shipt and the gig economy, because as I mentioned, a lot of customers that are using Shipt as a service can no longer afford to have that luxury service. So a lot of them have gone and done their own grocery shopping and shopping for other items that are necessities, and they're also trying to save wherever they can, which really, really sucks for people who depend on these gigs, because we are also trying to save as much as we can and trying to pay off all of our bills, but it's just a cycle. It's affecting everybody. Which brings me into the third reason why Shipt is declining, and as I mentioned with inflation, gas and oil right now are at an all-time high. Here in New Mexico, at least yesterday when I put gas into my car, it was at $4.89 per gallon. And I know that other places it's probably a little bit more or around the same, and in other states it's just a little bit under, but it doesn't matter because it's all really high. And so as Shipt shoppers, you are driving and using your car, and I know I have to fill up my tank probably every 3 days. And just filling about half a tank for my vehicle cost about $26 yesterday, and that adds up pretty quick. One of my regulars even had an honest conversation with me, and she said that she was probably not going to be using Shipt for very long because she was concerned about everything rising in cost, and specifically oil and gas, and we use oil for everything. I do understand that the Russia-Ukraine conflict has affected the amount of gas and oil that the US is consuming. But all of that has been a huge burden for the gig economy and Shipt shoppers. A fourth reason why Shipt is declining are the mask mandates being lifted in pretty much every single state. I know a lot of people were using Shipt and its services because they just didn't feel safe going into stores and doing their own shopping, and other people just were annoyed by the fact that you had to wear a mask while you were shopping. So now that the mask mandates here in New Mexico were lifted about a month ago as well, I definitely saw an increase in people going into Target. That's where I mostly shop, like overnight. And I do think that a lot of people stopped using Shipt as a service because now they feel safer and more comfortable doing their own shopping. A fifth reason why Shipt is declining is because Shipt shoppers are experiencing burnout. What is burnout? Let me give you a quick description. It's a form of exhaustion caused by constantly feeling swamped. It's a result of excessive and prolonged emotional, physical, and mental stress. In many cases, burnout is related to one's job. Burnout happens when you're overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to keep up with life's demands. Burnout is a very serious thing. I've felt burnout and I feel like I'm currently experiencing it again. Burnout is very common. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced it as well in every area of your life. It's not just due to someone's job. But I do think that right now, not just Shipt shoppers, but people who rely on the gig economy are burnt out. I think it started as a feeling of exhaustion and frustration and fear from the beginning of the pandemic, and then it's just slowly been building up in the last 2 years. A lot of people have had to switch careers, look for new jobs, either because they lost their job or it became such a toxic environment that they needed something else. There could have been feelings of exhaustion, fear, frustration, and loneliness, depression, whatever. It could be from a variety of different reasons. With the gig economy and side hustles such as Shipt, Instacart, Lyft, Ubering, anything, it becomes draining emotionally, physically. It becomes lonely. You are primarily by yourself. Yes, you do interact with people at the store. You may sometimes even be dealing with a customer, although that became kind of rare with the awesome drop-off feature where you don't have to be in contact with them physically. But I think what made me experience burnout is the fact that Shipt is declining. I have seen it firsthand. It started out with just less and less orders, over hiring, then they come out with the new estimated payout cards. I noticed that they outsourced their customer service to other countries, and when that happens, you don't really get the best communication or help from Shipt as a shopper. And I know that they are doing it because they are a business and they're trying to make a profit as much as they can. But when that happens, they damage the relationship that they have with the shoppers, and it just becomes a numbers game, and the turnover increases, the product or service declines. It's pretty sad. But as I was saying, the burnout that I'm experiencing is probably just from the fact that there are less and less orders that are coming in, and the huge percentage of inflation affecting everything in my life, in your life, has become such a burden. And then the fact that I'm gonna have to spend more money filling up on gas that I'm not being paid for, you're not being paid for, that also adds to the stress and the frustration. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video to be honest about the ugly side of the gig economy and what is happening right now. And it's something that we can't avoid. I think for myself, I have been focusing on getting other side gigs that are not going to be depending on my car, my personal vehicle. Try to cut out as much gas as I need, you know, like not depend on it, and try to just kind of change it up so that I can take care of the burnout before it becomes something more serious. My advice to you is, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard this and it's very true, is don't rely on just one source of side hustle income, especially with these apps, because you don't know when you might become deactivated for whatever reason, and sometimes they don't even care to tell you because you do become just another number. Diversify sources of income. If you can get a job with a company where you're not an independent contractor, you're just a regular employee with benefits, I would say do it. Do something that makes you feel good as well. Maybe you'll find that becoming a substitute teacher and filling that need, and also knowing that it's job security. Maybe you become a caretaker. That's also something right now that is really struggling with getting filled. Maybe you can afford to take a break, take a vacation, spend time with your family, reprioritize everything in your life. And if you can't afford to take a break or go on vacation, like the majority of us, then just do something that makes you feel good. And like I said, try to line up as many side gigs, if you do rely on the gig economy, as much as you can, or get a part-time job with a good company, and then just keep these other side gigs as just like a once in a while, very part-time, very limiting, so that you don't burn out. That's about it. I wish I could offer more advice, but this is just, it's a very frustrating time for everybody. We'll see what happens with Shipt. I mean, it was such a great little side gig, and I hope they do realize how much it's affecting people. And I don't want to discourage you if you are not doing Shipt but are considering doing Shipt. I just wanted to be open and honest about what's happening right now, so that you can be prepared and know and not be surprised. Well, anyways, thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope to come back with some more videos pretty soon. I took a break because I was down in Truth or Consequences, what a weird name, New Mexico, a small little town, filming a movie, and it was a blast. But anyways, I hope you have a great week, and as always, I hope you have a very lucrative Shipt week, or whatever type of job you have at the moment, and stay safe, stay hopeful, but also prepare.